So welcome to Woman at the Wheel, my YouTube channel. I'm Sue, and I am on my way to Wichita Falls this morning. I just left the farm. I'm pulling a little trailer that I picked up Friday afternoon. It's Monday morning now. I picked up a trailer in Oklahoma City and knew I couldn't deliver it until Monday, so I just went home with it. Well, now it's Monday morning and I'm taking it down here. I'm going to deliver it to Wichita Falls, and this is my second week out with this new truck. I don't really have any video from the first week because my mount was a mess. I think I've got that resolved now to where I've got a good mount for it that seems stable, which is kind of a big deal for obvious reasons. And so I've got a saga of the last week and this week to catch you up on. Actually, for the last month, because I haven't really put out a video in a long time. I think I put out one test one right after I got this truck up and running. But so last week, I had my maiden voyage in this truck, and the first day I had it out, it broke down on the side of the road. And it was like a $700, $800 repair. What happened is, we got most of the older stuff changed out on it, but we didn't know or think to change out the vacuum air pump on it and the belt. Now I had thought about changing out the drive belt because it's a one belt truck, you know, that one belt operates everything. So when the air pump went out on it, the air vacuum pump went out, everything stopped. I had no power steering, no power brakes, nothing. I mean, no air conditioning, nothing. This is like in 110 degree weather down in Louisiana last week. So I got it pulled over off the highway, which I was on the interstate going around Texarkana when it happened. And so I got it off the interstate, had a repair company come out, roadside repair company, and they were awesome. They did a great job. They got me up and running again, but I had to spend the night there waiting for the parts. You know, anytime you got parts on anything, they have to get the parts in. I'm not sure where they get these parts from. They're always a day away. So wherever you're at looking for parts, they're always a day away from you. So I had to wait, but they got it going and I got back on the road. Well, I figured out a few things about this truck in the meantime. Number one was I had too much stuff in here because when I got stuck like that, then I had all the junk in the truck that I had to get out and take to the hotel with me and stuff. So I've condensed that down. I've gone back to my little lunchbox instead of that giant cooler thing. I'll save that for vacations or whatever and just stick with my tried and true work stuff. I downscaled my suitcase to just one little day bag type thing. And then I've got a small deal with a miniature coffee pot and some dry food in it. So I've got everything with me I need, but I just condensed everything down into much smaller area of space. So it fits in this truck better. This is not a big truck. I mean, the truck itself is pretty big, but the cab is tiny. It's just an old 90s styles cab, and you know, you got to make accommodations to fit in it. So that's what I've been doing. I figured out a few things about it. I figured out that it's a lot cheaper to do the repairs on this than it was on the Dodge, which that's a good thing. And it's not so old that the parts are unavailable. That's another good thing. And I also have figured out that actually for a while I was thinking that I may not like it very much. You know, I might have made a mistake, and then I kind of reconsidered. I think I did okay because of all the above. I mean, it's not so old that it's not fixable when it does break, and it doesn't have the fancy parts on it that the new ones have, so when I do need to repair, it's much less expensive. As bad as an $800 hit is, it's not as bad as a $1,400 hit, which is what I had on the Dodge the last time I had something go wrong on it, which was that DEF module. So the pluses of this truck outweigh the negatives. I mean, all trucks are going to break down occasionally. That's just, they're machines, you know. Things break and, you know, fall apart or whatever, get old and fail. But other than that, I mean, it's been running like a champ. The things I have noticed about it is it doesn't want to pull as fast uphill with a load, and that's understandable. It's not as much horsepower as the big Dodge was, but it's definitely a workhorse. I mean, it's no slouch. It's still pulling good, and it's doing fine. It's just not as, you know, it's not as fast and it's not as big, but that's okay. I don't want that size of truck anymore. I don't want to have to pull the big loads. So this is a problem in my business. When you have a big truck, people expect you to haul big loads, whether you want to or not. I mean, that's what they expect. That's kind of the normal operating procedure. So the only way I could reliably get out of doing those big stacks and stuff was to, you know, get out of that truck. So that was a big part of why I got into this truck. That the DEF fluid, the DEF, diesel exhaust fluid that you have to put in those diesels, that stuff is a pain in the butt. It's expensive. I mean, I was going through 7 gallons a week. That's like $30 a week. And there were times when I was having trouble finding it. I'd pull into some of these truck stops to buy it, and they were out, or their bulk pumps weren't working right. You could go and try and pump it, but it wouldn't pump. I mean, just weird stuff. So I got tired of messing with it. So that was another big deal. That, and then of course the logbook issue. I don't have to have an electronic logbook plugged into this truck because it doesn't have the port to plug it into. So I can still run my electronic logbook, which I am doing, but I don't have to have it plugged into the truck. So it's not like timing me like it would do if it were plugged into the truck. So I can make my own decisions without having to, you know, wait for it to agree with me or whatever. So I just think it's a better deal for me. I got tired of fighting with it, but that was a way to eliminate it altogether. So I'm pretty happy being in this truck. This is only the second week I've been in it. Now I had a loss last week. I didn't even make any money. So it's going to take me this job and the next job, dig my way out of the hole, which is fine. I mean, I had the same thing with the Dodge. You know, it took me a few jobs to get out of the hole on that big DEF module repair. It's just the nature of the beast. So but we'll see how it goes. My broker has several jobs lined up for me. I've got this one, and I'm not sure where I go next, but I've got another one going to South Texas, and then I've got one from South Texas going out to Odessa, Midland, I guess. And these are all single trailers, thank God. He's got me off the stacks and doubles for a while. Just nice little single trailer jobs, which that's pretty much what I want. I'm kind of done with the big stuff. You know, I have been for a long time, and he's got it now. Ironically, the first job I had last week, the one that the truck broke down on, was a stack job. And it wasn't a big stack. It was a dump trailer with a car hauler stacked on top of it. But still, it was a stack. And I just didn't want to do any more stacks. Just kind of over it. And so that's okay. I took that to get in place to get the other one. So I got 2 other jobs out of the deal because I took that one. You know, so you kind of got to look at the big picture. You can't just look at it for each individual job. Although the individual job details are important, it's not the end all be all. So anyway, I'm southbound on Highway 81 on the south end of Duncan. I can get up to highway speed. This little trailer is pulling just fine. here this morning. This air conditioner, I don't even have the air conditioning on really. I don't have the blower on anyway. It's about 80 degrees outside, but it feels like it's about 60 in here. So I'm staying nice and cool. Cooler than I need to be, probably. I really got something rattly up here on the dash. It's gonna drive me nuts. Still got a few bugs to work out in here. That's okay. I'll get it all sorted out eventually. So one of the things that I'm kind of impressed with was my fuel mileage last week. And I got home and figured it out. I think I was getting about 13, between 12 and 13 miles to the gallon. And that's loaded and unloaded miles. That's a combination. So that actually was pretty good. Because I was pretty loaded with the, not me, the truck was pretty loaded down with the stack. It was a 10,000 pound stack. So I expected it, and it was a high profile dump trailer. So it had a lot of wind drag. And so I was expecting to get really crappy mileage, and that was actually pretty good considering I dragged that thing as far as I did. So the loads I had last week were that load, the dump trailer with the car hauler on top of it, 10,000 pounds. And then I went and I hauled that down to south of Alexandria, Louisiana, and from Mount Pleasant, Texas. I went from Alexandria, Louisiana up to Benton, Arkansas, where I picked up a 20-foot flat dovetail gooseneck trailer, hauled it over to Oklahoma City, which that was awesome. It was probably, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 pound trailer maybe, if that, maybe 3. And then in Oklahoma City I dropped it off, and at the same place I dropped it off I picked up the one I'm hauling today, which is a 22-foot bumper pull tilt trailer. So it worked out really great that way. I went from one job to the next, and then it should be similar to this week, because I'm taking this down to Wichita Falls, and I think I pick up another trailer in Wichita Falls, and I'm not sure on that. I may pick it up somewhere else, but I've got to figure that out. Hopefully my broker guy will text me on that if he hadn't already. Let's see. And he hasn't. So I need to text him. Good morning. Good morning. Period. Can I get the rate on this job, and where do I pick up the next trailer? Question mark. Okay, so there's my text. Go ahead and send that to him. since I don't know the answers to these questions, it's, just gotta ask. Okay, this little town we're coming into is Comanche, Oklahoma. Still on Highway 81. We're running kind of a route that you've seen before, 4 ways anyway, for the next 20 miles or so. This is the route I often take to go into Texas, just straight down Highway 81, across the Red River. We're gonna veer off of that normal path a little bit when we get down here to Waurika, because we're gonna cut over through Waurika and then down the back way into Wichita Falls. So we'll still cross the Red River, of course, have to get into Texas, but we'll cross it on a different bridge. Fuel's even high down here. This little gas station right here was the cheapest one around for a long time. Now they're not anymore, not even remotely. It's weird how that changes, you get used to one place being a good deal and all of a sudden it's not anymore. Not sure why that is, if they changed distributors or what. This stretch of road through here for some reason. Just like the way it looks, I guess. I got up this morning like at 6 o'clock planning to leave by 7, which I think I did pretty good. It was maybe, I don't know, 7:15 when I actually got around to pulling out of the driveway. Which is fine. I could have slept another hour or two. I don't know. I used to be good at getting up early. And then I got spoiled this last 3 weeks I've been home. Waiting on the truck to get all ready to go. And I got to the point where I'm really lazy. I'm staying up too late and getting up too late. Now I got to get back in the groove here, getting up early and going with the sun. So that's mainly what I want to do, you know, run with the sun. I don't like driving at night so much, pulling trailers. It's not bad, but I mean, you can't really see the trailer real well at night. So if something goes wrong with it, you know, I don't know. Just don't like that idea. Rather be in the daylight where I can look back in the mirrors and see everything. And I can tell things are okay or not okay, you know, and then gives me a chance to stop and fix it if there's a problem. That, and it's just, I don't know. I see better in the light than I do at night. Go figure. I didn't used to feel that way, but I used to love driving at night. And I still do like driving at night if I'm not hauling anything, but with a trailer on, I'm definitely a day driver now. So I don't like wasting daylight. I like to get up and go with it and, you know, use it all up. And we're getting into the fall now too, getting close to being fall. And I've noticed the days seem like they're getting a little shorter. They're not as long as they were. And I'm going to be sad when it gets to the point where they're back down to, you know, 7 in the morning till 5 in the evening or 6 in the evening or whatever, however short they get. Ew. God. Great big bug just went splat right in front of me. I'm glad it's not right in front of you. But I'm going to have to wash this windshield off. Sorry. Big greasy smear. Well, that was a big one. So the camera appears to be staying stable, which is encouraging to me. I think we might have actually worked out most of the kinks. Maybe we can get back into doing these videos regularly, which is what I intended to do from the get-go. Do this all day, drag little trailers around. I guess I'm going to be doing this all day for the next several days, so I better be able to do it, huh? It's just so easy to me. This is pretty relaxing. Very low stress, which is what I want. I want low stress. I want work, because I want to get paid and earn money, but I want low stress work. And in this line of business, in the trailer hauling business, hauling one little trailer at a time is about as low stress as you can get. And I'm all for it. It doesn't pay as much as the doubles and the stacks. That's fine. You know, I can haul more of these to make up for the difference. I just want to keep moving and keep earning. As it turns out, over the last 3 weeks, I spent a lot of money on this truck and on, you know, permits and licensing, accessories, just everything about it costs money. And I'm still trying to sell the Dodge. I had to take it down take the price way down on it. It just wasn't getting any interest. I'm not sure where to price it at. So, you know, I'm just trying it in increments. I don't want to gouge on it. I don't want to give it away either. So, you know, and it's not something that I needed to sell like right instantly, immediately. So I have a little bit of the luxury of testing the waters and seeing, you know, what's the best deal we can get out of it. So I'm hoping that with the price I've got it listed at now, maybe it'll move. It would be nice to get that money put back in the bank, is all. I'd feel better about it. So this is Addington, which is kind of a neat little town. Over on the right here is an antique shop. That guy's got a little bit of everything in there. Kind of a neat place. If you're ever down in southern Oklahoma, between Duncan and Waurika, that's a great place to stop and kill an hour or two just looking at all the stuff he's got. Like we might have some road work going on up here. Then like playing hurry up and wait with the road crew. gotten to the point where they've dumbed it down to where you can't go through a construction zone without a pilot car. I mean, used to be we just kind of knew to go through the construction zone when they said go. Didn't really need a pilot car. I find it kind of comical. Oh, it's a good thing he's there. I'd never found my way through this maze. What are they thinking? I guess it gives an extra person a job, though, so probably that's a good thing. Truck gets a lot of looks. Still trying to get used to that because I'll be going like that guy was really looking. It is a striking looking truck. And that was the first thing that caught my eye about it was, hey, that's a cool looking truck. I mean, I have people, I'll be pumping gas and a diesel, I'll have people come up, just pull through the gas station just to tell me they think it's a cool looking truck. It's funny. It's kind of fun, actually. Fun and funny. Speed here, dilly-dallying around. I actually do have someplace to go. Still don't know what I'm getting paid for this or where I'm going next. Exactly. Vaguely I know, but not exactly. to the turnoff down here at Warika. We're actually kind of on the eastern edge of Waurika. It's not a real big town, it's a little town. It's not actually on 81, it's west of 81 on Highway 70. I run Highway 70 quite a bit when I'm going over to Medill, and I've run it clear across over through here over into Texas on several occasions. So evidently this is considered Waurika out here, even though it's not really the town. Town's down a ways. It's kind of like what I was saying about, you know, the little towns up around Marlow and Duncan. Their city limits go out a long way. It's kind of an Oklahoma thing. Okay. We will actually go down here and go through Waurika, the town proper, not just the fringe out here. So this is actually Waurika down in here. I like that house. It's kind of a neat old place. Okay, got my marching orders now. Cool. Getting paid more for this than I thought I was. This actually gets me out of the hole from last week. Okay, nationwide Fort Worth to San Antonio, and then nationwide San Antonio to Odessa. It's my next two. Awesome. Okay, so I drop this off and go to Fort Worth. Run to San Antonio, that'll do for today, and then tomorrow I'll pick up, well, probably deliver and or pick up, and then head out to Odessa. That'll get me probably to Wednesday, and then we'll see from there. That's just the weirdest looking building over there. It's always looked like that. Like it's, the top part's too big for the bottom part. Interesting construction. Interesting and kind of weird. So I'm only about 35 or 40 minutes from delivering over in Wichita Falls. I think I'll just go ahead and let this run, this film, video. Just to give you an idea what it looks like around here. So we're going to split off on Highway 79 right here. 70 continues on west through Oklahoma. It goes clear over, I forget where all it goes over to, but it goes over quite a ways before you have to turn south and go into Texas. 79 cuts down across the Red River and over to Wichita Falls. This is what I call the back way to Wichita Falls. I'm not even sure if it's the back way. It depends on where you're at, I guess. From where I'm at, it's kind of the front way. So I downsized everything. I went and got some little yellow tablets instead of having my big notebook. So I found out last week that it just doesn't fit on my console. It's way too big. So I got myself some little yellow notepads, like the miniature legal style ones, the yellow ones. They're about half size. That seems to work a lot better in here. So I have to have a notepad to write down my mileages when I cross state lines, or just any notes I need to make. It's usually something to do with mileage or fuel or whatever. I guess I should. Okay, thank you. Just sending a text back for him sending me the information if I can get this thing to go. Ah, dang it. Damn it. This is so annoying to me when I've got to do something on the phone and the road is so rough that I can't hit a damn button. God. How annoying. Okay, so I got him taken care of. I've got the information I need. And we're fixing to cross the Red River, and I've always liked this crossing. This is my favorite Red River crossing. I guess primarily because you can see all the way across it, and then the other side is just so kind of stark. It goes from hills on this side to more, flatness on the other. I got some lunatic back here. Check this guy out. He thinks he's something cool. An idiot. Passing two trucks in a no passing zone. Because he thinks he's freaking special. Yes, he is, alright. Special ed. Sorry, but that's stupid. He's gonna have to cut that out, huh? Damn it. Haven't quite figured out how to bleep myself out yet. 134-272. Fucking road. I can't even write. It's so rough. It's crazy. So the speed limit just went up to 75 when we crossed into Texas. And I'm not running 75. I don't care. I don't want to burn that much fuel. But I will run around between 65 and 70. Back down to the San Antonio area in months. I think the last time I was down in anywhere near there was when I hauled that last trailer to Seguin. And it's pretty close, but not quite. I know it's expensive to spend the night in San Antonio. Extremely expensive. So we'll see how it all times out. I may end up staying somewhere along the way. I don't know if I'll have time to get down there today or not. I'll just have to look at it and see. Figure it out. Fortunately, the big truck behind me feels the same way I do about it. Why burn the extra fuel? Evidently, because he's running pretty slow too. with that. I'm glad he's not crawling up my butt. This is Byers, Texas, Byers. Kind of a pretty little town. I like it down in here. If I wasn't an Okie, I'd probably be a Texan, because I'm an Okie by choice. So, but there are a lot of places in Texas I could happily live. I do believe this is one of those areas. All through here. I wouldn't want to live in Wichita Falls because it's too much of a city, but in these outlying areas, it'd be okay. Like these little towns. Being a pretty morning here. It's just about 8:30. That's good. They will have been open for 45 minutes by the time I get there. I'm so glad I've got just these single trailer loads. I guess this next one's probably going to be a cargo trailer, which I'm not crazy about cargo trailers, but oh well. Just have to see how much it weighs. Sometimes they try and slip really heavy ones in on you. Kind of got to pay attention to that stuff. Since they're bumper pulls, I mean, I'm limited. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it won't be a giant one. This old dead mesquite out here on the left. like mesquite skeletons. There's live mesquite on the right, so weird. This little town is Petrolia, Texas. Still on Highway 79. Running more or less southwest. $4.99. Their fuel's high here. Higher than Duncan even. been kind of adjusting my maps here. I'm about 16 minutes out from delivering this one. I kind of been looking over the rates that he sent me on this. This is really good. He's getting me really good rates. For single trailers, I'm kind of shocked actually that it's that good. So this is going to work out just fine. Everything's going to be okay. I was a little concerned about it because, you know, they don't pay as well as the other stuff, but, well, they pay dang near as well. And it's probably going to be few and far between when I get a $4,000 to $6,000 week like I was getting before. But then again, on some of those, I was hauling just single trailers anyway. So, I mean, I can still do those. There have been 2 jobs I could still have done that were like hauling 2 ways. That's where you make really good money in a week, is when you have a job going out and a job coming back. But typically, we have a job going out, but we don't necessarily always have something to haul back. So the weeks that are really, really good is when you can tie 2 loads together like that. Even though you may have to drive in between to pick up the second one, it's still better than coming back empty. One of the best loads I had, as far as just the lightweight load, but the good pay, was hauling a stock trailer out to Baltimore, Maryland, and picking up a little 2-horse and bringing it back. You know, I could have done that with this truck too. With the bad thing about that job was pulling that little 2-horse back. It was just, I got terrible fuel mileage with it because of the wind drag on it. Because that truck was so long and there was so much distance between the cab of the truck and the front of that trailer that I got really terrible fuel mileage coming home. But still, I mean, it was a great paying job, but it's not something I couldn't have done with this truck too. So I'm not cutting myself out of that kind of job either by doing this. That was something I took into consideration, because I'm one of the few he's got that's willing to travel. A lot of these guys that haul trailers they're retired or semi-retired, and they just don't want to go that far from home. You know, a lot of them are old, you know, as old as I am, or if not older, and they're just kind of done doing that kind of thing. So that also gives me an advantage that, you know, is still an advantage even though I'm in a smaller truck. So Longhorn cattle, they look like pets to me. I'm just enjoying this. This is so nice not to have a giant stack of trailers or a giant trailer back there. This puts an end to all those giant horse trailers too, the ones that are scary big, because I wasn't really enjoying hauling those things. All by design. That was a big part of the decision to switch over to the smaller truck. very big part of it. Goats and more goats. A lot more people are raising goats these days, seems like. I think this little town is called Dean, D-E-A-N. I'm actually surprised at the rate on this job. It's basically double what I thought it would be. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about this. Pretty damn happy. This job gets me out of the hole on last week's debacle. So everything else I do this week will be profitable, which is pretty awesome. Overall, I don't generally look at it that way, like, oh, this week was a loss or that week was a plus or whatever. I think of it more in general terms over the month or, you know, a little longer time span, because weird stuff happens that you just have to recover from. Sometimes you get something that's bad that's weird. Sometimes you get something that's good that's weird. You know, like you get an unusually good paying load, or you get an unusually bad repair or whatever. So it's constantly in a state of flux, I think, is a good way to put it. It's not a static business. It's kind of funny though, the way you get used to seeing, I don't know, your equipment and all that. It's like the other truck, the white truck. I felt like I was invisible in that truck. If you haven't noticed going down this road, just about every other truck's a white Dodge, and a lot of them are flatbeds. So this truck is so unique, you know, it almost looks like a fire truck, being all red like it is. So we've still got a couple of things we've got to do to work some kinks out of it. One of the things that we're going to do to it this week, I guess, if Bill can get the stuff ordered, is we're going to cover the deck on the back with steel. That bed liner that's on there is very abrasive, and I can't have it tearing up cords and stuff. It's like sandpaper, and I guess there are different kinds of bed liner, and this is the kind that's made with sand in it, I guess, but it's just awful stuff. And the only way to deal with it is cover it so that it's not tearing up my equipment or somebody else's equipment, you know, that I'm hauling. So he's going to get some cut to fit over all that back there, and we're just going to have to put a cap on it, overlay it, and that'll prevent any damage to stuff. You know, if it had been up to me, that stuff would never have been sprayed on there, but it wasn't, obviously. It was the previous owner. I'm sure for his application it was great, you know. But I've got a different application, and for my application it sucks. So we have to do something, and that's the only thing we can figure to do. Short of getting back there with some kind of scraper or some chemicals and getting that all off of there, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I mean, it does peel off if you can get it started, because I dinged it with a gooseneck and it kind of popped some up and it pulled off of there, but the rest of it's adhered pretty tightly around it. It's another thing about it. I mean, it's, you know, it's just going to get torn up anyway. One of the deals about hauling trailers, and especially goosenecks, is every once in a while you're going to have a gooseneck drag across the back of your truck. It just happens. You don't get it jacked up quite far enough or whatever. And usually if you just got, you know, your steel truck bed back there, it's not hurting anything really. It might put a little scratch on it, but this is why you'll see scratches in the back of trucks that haul goosenecks a lot. You know, it's just one of the hazards of hauling a gooseneck. That, and then the chains can drag on it and different things like that. So, you know, I'm not worried about how pretty it is. I'm worried about how functional it is. And right now that bed liner back there is not functional stuff. It's terrible. Okay, so I'm going to be meeting up with Highway 82 here pretty soon. We're on the kind of eastern edge of Wichita Falls. Just getting into the vicinity. And I've never been to this place down here, so I'm following the GPS. Not very far up here, I don't think. 4 minutes. It's pretty close. But I think I'm going to have to get off on the service road. Pretty sure. We'll get it figured out. This is kind of nice because I don't have to go all the way into Wichita Falls at all. This is just the edge of it, southeastern edge. And then I can turn around and run 82 over to 287, or get on 287 and run down to Fort Worth, which is my next stop. This is going to work out just awesome. Okay. 2/10 a mile. Okay, 82 west. That's what I want. Mile and 2/10. See the sign. Eight tenths of a mile central east. Okay. Whew. Pretty easy duty. So I'm going to this big tech store right here. So I just got to go up over the overpass and then back down the service road on that side. I like the way Texas arranges its roads. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out because they're all similar. They seem to have done them all the same. Yeah, their fuel's pretty high down here. Might take me a minute to get across here. Maybe not. Okay, I'm going to get untangled from this thing, so I'm going to have to get out up here. Okay.
All right, so that was a no drama delivery. Love it. Just the way it should be. this. Tuesday 8th. Tuesday will be 525 and 75. It's going to be 990. One, 3, 4, 2, 7, 2. Okay, it's looking like I've got all my paperwork sorted. Get a picture of this, send in my ticket. Here. This is working out pretty well, I think, my new system. I downsized my books, I downsized my notebook. Or my clipboard anyway. Because what I had was too giant. Gotta remember to get my printouts from the printer when I go home next. Okay. This is so much better. It's not nearly as crowded in here. Not nearly. And duty status, on duty not driving. dog up here. So I'm all set. All my paperwork's done. Everything's all done. Now I just need an address. Nationwide. So that's where I'm going next. See if I can get that on my navigation here. East Newton 20. Wet.
want to turn around and show you this trailer that I just towed up here. So it's this little one sitting right here by this little SUV. That's what I just hauled up here. Goodbye, little trailer. You're easy to haul. Okay, so this is 287 anyway, so this is good. I can just haul this on over to Fort Worth. So I get out here. I do want my better sunglasses. It's getting a little hazy out here. Oh, much better. So that was an easy job. That was about as easy as they come right there. Pretty simple. Pick up a little trailer, take it home, and take it to Wichita Falls on Monday. So, done that. And I think on that note, I'm going to shut this down and listen to the radio a little bit. And then we'll pick it back up when I get over to Fort Worth. And I'll show you what I'm picking up over there. Talk to you in a bit. Thanks for riding with me.